Hey there, this is Schwermetallisch, and I'm sitting here with Marco Todorovic of the band Alitor. Hi, Marco.
Hello, Dennis, and hello to all of your listeners and watchers.
All the 221. I hope I will soon have more than 220. So
That's also fun. If you have 220 dedicated listeners, that's a lot, actually. And
yeah,
more than 1,000 that are not interested in what you are doing.
that is right. So yeah, you guys created quite a buff last year with your second full length, just called 2.
Yeah, it's our second album after 6 years of waiting. Throughout that time, we faced a lot of ups and downs, but after all, we came out strong and released our second album. I'm more than satisfied with what we have delivered to our audience, and I'm also amazed by the feedback that we got from Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. It was a big thing out there, so I'm more than satisfied with that release. And after all, we recorded that album in a bit changed lineup, but after the recording of the album, our original member Alexander came back to band, so all feels good now with that album, as satisfied with it.
Yeah, you should be. That was a year where your competition consisted of the new Heathen record, and when I remember correctly, there was the same year the new Annihilator came out.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
So,
it was. As I said before in some of the previous interviews, and please forgive me for this background sound. I'm in my backyard in my hometown in Gia, so I hope that it's not disturbing us too much. As I said previously, it was a really nice thing to see our band in the same sentences with heroes, with our heroes such as Heathen, Annihilator, and bands like this. So it's always a good feeling and a nice thing to see when you are in the same sentence or the bag with your hero. So as I
yeah, I
said,
can only imagine.
yeah, it's fine. It's far from the success of those albums. Those albums were much more successful than our. But as I said, it's a nice thing to be compared to your idols. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, as I perceived this, it was more successful when it came to critics.
Yeah. But it brought us a lot of good things. Throughout that album, we met a lot of important guys from the German scene and Austrian scene. We had a chance to meet a lot of promoters and things and the guys that are really into the metal scene out there. So maybe that album wasn't the best-selling album of the year and things like that, but it definitely brought us a lot of good things. And as I said a couple of times already, I'm more than satisfied with it.
Yeah, as I read a lot of this, it was more like, okay, you're not instantly becoming millionaires, but people become aware of you existing, and very many people became aware of that, and you can't compare yourself in a way to Annihilator or to Heathen, because they have maybe, I don't know, 3 million fans that just buy their stuff without listening to it. It's just like, okay, new album, I will buy it. And those people just get to know you, and yeah, with the next stuff you're putting out, I think this will change quite a bit.
we'll see where it goes. You know, we are fine with everything. It's up to us to write music, record it, and put it out there, and hopefully someone will like it.
So you mentioned heroes, and what are the main influences of you guys?
Our influences have changed throughout years. You know how it goes. When we started our band 10 years ago, our main influences were Bay Area thrash metal bands, such as already mentioned Hidden, Testament, old Metallica, old Megadeth, Anthrax, and things like that. Those were our main influences on our first album. Also, we were really influenced by Death, Chuck Schuldiner band Death. And when you put those things together, old school thrash metal and progressive death metal, in that combination you get Alitor, you know. And throughout years, as we explore new music styles, and as we grow as musicians, influences have changed and we expanded our sound a bit. So for me right now it's really hard to categorize our music in one specific genre. So yeah, I believe it's a good thing, because the idea is to create a unique sound. So hopefully we will make it sometime in the future.
I have one specific album in mind when trying to show people what you sound like, and that is, of course, your album number 2 and The Cold of Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah, I to be honest, I never heard that album. The only album that I heard from Flotsam and Jetsam is Doomsday for Receiver, the band where Jason used to play bass and wrote most of the stuff. So unfortunately, I stopped listening to Flotsam and Jetsam years ago, but I will check that album just to see if there is any similarities with our music.
Yeah, it's very progressive thrash metal with clean vocals and bits and pieces of other thrash genres. Like there's shouting, but he mostly sings clean, and it's really quite progressive, and the songs are quite long. You get the feeling that there is a song in a song, like a babushka.
Yeah. I will definitely check it out. I know that band, and as I said, that album, the first album from Flotsam and Jetsam, was really interesting to me. So I will check Cold. You said Cold is the name of that album.
Yeah.
I will definitely check it. So just to check it out to see if there is any similarities.
I guess you like it.
Anyways.
Sometimes the sound of your microphone is a bit it breaks. I think it's a connection. So if I just talk into your sentences, it's not because I'm rude. It's because I'm not hearing you.
No problem. Do you want me to speak louder?
No, I think it's a connection. It's because it's the internet, I guess.
Yeah. I hope it's not gonna affect the interview that much.
No, it's just moments, seconds.
Okay.
So,
No, I think that you are rude, so no worries about it.
Very good. So you guys play together for 10 years now?
Yeah, that's correct. This year we celebrate 10 years of existing of our band, and the thing that I'm most proud of is that we are in the original lineup. It's a really rare thing for most of the bands. A lot of bands are changing lineups constantly. We had only a small break with our guitarist Alexander. I believe that he left the band in 2017 and come back to us in 2019. So it was just 2 years of change lineup. So yeah, we are all four from the same neighborhood. Basically, we live in a small town in Serbia, India, and we are in the first place really good friends, spending a lot of time together. And yeah, I truly believe that the most how to say it, put it, the strongest thing that we have in this band is the chemistry of four of us. So I hope that this is not gonna change in the future at all.
Yeah, I hope so too, because this lineup sounds killer.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
When did you start singing?
I started singing in 2010 or 11, 2010, and I started singing because I was forced to. I had so much trouble finding a singer, so, but on the other hand, I really wanted to play a lot of shows, and in one moment I decided to start singing because it was really difficult for me to find a singer. So here I am 10 years after, still singing, trying to sing. Yeah, let's put it like that.
I think you sound really decent. I'm kind of yeah. It's not easy for me to dig bands when I don't dig the vocals. It's like oh no. So that's my compliment to you. I like the vocals on your records. So don't pretend that you're not a singer.
You know, it's I try to be realistic as much as possible. You know, I think that vocals are right now are fine, nothing special. You know, but I cannot compare myself, and I cannot think of myself as a really good singer. I'm just doing what I can do the best, or what I yeah. Yeah, it's really difficult for me to think.
So you try your best.
Yeah, I'm just trying my best, and that's the only thing that I can say about my vocals. I just the feeling that I had when I started playing music is the same like right now. I just want to play shows, I just want to hang out with people, and I just want to create music with my friends, and that's it. If to get all that, if it's necessary for me to sing, I will sing, no problem.
You know that James Hetfield originally didn't want to sing.
Yeah.
Same.
But thank you for comparing me with James, but he's much better singer than myself.
Technically, maybe, but voice-wise, no.
Okay, yeah, thank you for complimenting me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, your range is somewhat bigger than that of James. James is one of those guys that has made a home in the department he can do. He knows where he can shine as a vocalist, and so he stays in that in the department and does what he can. But you have a bigger range. From what I heard.
Yeah. As I said, I'm just trying to do my best.
Okay, so most thrash bands are kind of critical when it comes to social issues. Yeah. I think I can count Alitor to that bands because you got a title like Homo Ignoramus.
Yeah. As I said previously, in the past, we were really influenced by American thrash metal bands. One of my favorite bands ever is Megadeth, and all of their lyrics are really social oriented, and that's where I got the inspiration from. You know, since the really young age, I started discovering how much lie is present in our everyday life. So it got me really bad, and I started writing about it. It was the easiest thing for me to do, to write about things that bothers me and the things that I see that are wrong in myself and in the world around me. So Homo Ignoramus, the song that you mentioned, I believe that the title speaks for itself. So it
Yeah.
really explains the song in a good way.
So if you write and think about stuff that bothers you about yourself and about society, about life, do you think it's mostly because of how you react to everyday problems, or do you think it's based in the structures of the country you're living in?
It's really hard to not be inspired by everything that happens. You know, there's a lot of what's the word? It's a lot of bad things happening every day, so it's really hard not to be inspired by that, or not to be angry about it. So that's the feeling that I get most of from that.
Yeah, I get that. So how would you describe the metal scene in Zabia?
A lot of talent, a lot of really talented musicians. It's also really important to mention that we have a really good producers and sound engineers. We really have a lot of quality in our scene, but there is basically no infrastructure. The scene is not developed in any way. It's not supported by any media, basically. All is happening in the do-it-yourself arrangement, you know. It's mostly pure enthusiasm, and it's based on the love of the music. So there is not really scene in our country, but there are a lot of individuals that are trying their best to make some kind of scene. Let's put it like that, you know. So some of the bands that are worth mentioning are Quasarborn. They are our brothers. We travel and play a lot with them. The singer of that band, Luca, is also our producer, and I'm his godfather also. So it's a really strong connection between Alitor and Quasarborn. Also, I personally really like Centurion. It's a band that combines progressive metal elements with ethno music from Serbia. Also, I would like to mention Infest. Maybe you heard about that. They play a lot in Germany, Austria. Really good band. They are celebrating.
I reviewed them, I think, a few days ago.
Yeah, they have a new album out, Psychosis. Awesome band. That thrash, really old school, really aggressive. They are definitely worth mentioning, and one of the biggest bands on our scene. The Stone is also one of my favorite bands, and it's also important to mention that we have a couple of all-female bands, which is really rare in the whole world. Some of the bands, all-female bands, are Jenner and the Nemesis. We had a lot of chances to play with both of them. They are nice girls that they play really good. So I recommend you to check it out if you already didn't do that.
I have to write that down. Yeah, Infest, I'm pretty sure I did review them a few days ago, but there's also a thrash metal band called Infex.
I don't know them. It's not. They are not from Serbia.
No, I think that are guys from America, but I'm getting so much thrash metal bands from time to time, and death doom and everything.
Yeah.
But
It's a real.
I'm lucky.
Yeah, lucky, but it could in sometimes it could be really exhausting. But you
Yes.
do what you like, so it's not that hard actually.
Yeah, at the moment I'm writing a bit less.
Yeah.
There were months when I was like doing 38 reviews a month. That was
Congrats,
like
man. A lot of content. A
oh
lot.
yeah. So from what you said about the Serbian scene, it's more like it's totally underground.
Yeah, it's absolutely totally underground. We don't have really big bands. There were times when some of the bands had a chance to make it out, you know. Maybe you heard about Iceburn. It's a band that combined hardcore and metal with reggae sound, and it's a really unique band. And they almost got signed by Roadrunner, but unfortunately it never happened because of the huge CD drop sales and things like that happened 10 or 12 years ago. I don't know if you remember that time. But a lot of bands back in the day were signing off the labels, so that was an unfortunate moment for Iceburn, and they were the closest to make it out, you know, to make it happen. They were on a couple of tours with Soulfly, and Coyote, the singer of that band, actually performed on two of Soulfly albums. And that's it, yeah. But mostly Serbian metal scene is a total underground. We have a lot of bands, but it's still in the underground niche. Absolutely.
Yeah, mark my words. I think this will change for you.
I really hope so. When we are doing our best to make it happen, you know. I don't know. As I said, the most important thing for us is to hang out together, play music, create music, and release it. And hopefully, someone like it. You know, if nobody does, okay, we just did what we wanted to do, and that's the most important thing for us. Of course, I would like our band to grow and to play in front of bigger audiences, but it never happened. I'm also fine with it.
Yeah, I think you guys really have to come to Germany and play here, and we will buy all your merch. That's a promise.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And in the last year, we got a lot of invitations to Germany. Unfortunately, none of it happened. We didn't play any show in Germany in last year and this year also because of all the whole pandemic thing. But I hope that it's gonna change in the future. You know, we already have a new material. We have once again German labels that work with us. So hopefully we will play in 2022.
Yeah, I already got a hoodie from you guys.
I'm sorry, I didn't heard you.
No problem. I bought the hoodie.
Oh, awesome! You bought a hoodie from Martin?
Yes, yes. I think I bought it from his merchandise service, and yeah, that was a very cool artwork. So I thought, I have to buy this.
I must give credits for that hoodie to our designer Igor Dubravac. He did an awesome job. and that thing with the sleeves so was a really huge thing for most of metalheads. And since the time changed, weather changed in the last month, I'm just constantly seeing people wearing our hoodie. So it's a good thing, you know. A lot of people like our merch, so I'm more than satisfied with it.
Yeah, don't forget to bring patches if you visit Germany. We we are really deep into thrash metal. So if you play in the rural area here, people will eat you up.
Yeah. We had a chance to play in Germany in 2014 on our first European tour, and we played small towns. We played in Goslar and Hildesheim, but both shows were incredible, and we sold almost all T-shirts that we had, all CDs. Yeah, Germany is awesome place for metal. You know, you have guys. A lot of great bands, and German scene is one of the strongest in the world. That's the fact, you know. So it's a mecca for metal bands to come and play. And as I said previously, I really hope that we will get a chance to visit it next year.
Yeah, I think if you get to come here by 2022, that will be great for us because many people want to see you, and I really think that will be great for you because that will be another push for Alitor as a band. Your last record was very well received. People the gatekeepers of metal, of German metal, said that number 2 was better than the new Heathen record.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I didn't have you on my radar at that moment, but I read that and it was like, okay, let's head to Google and check it out. And yeah, then I did a review and so on. You know the story.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, man, and these things just put a smile on my face, and it's a good thing, you know, to hear that that are a lot of people out there that are digging our music, and it all makes sense in the end.
Of course. One last question for today. When this whole pandemic situation is over, aside from coming to Germany and playing here, what is the first thing you're gonna do you were not able to do the last 2 years?
The first thing that we will gonna do is come to Germany, basically, because we had a chance to play a lot of shows in Serbia this summer. We are really grateful for that, but we are not satisfied. We want to play more. That's it, you know. And the first thing that when this whole thing stops and ends, the first thing is gonna be traveling to Germany and playing at least a couple of shows or a complete tour in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. That's the idea, but we will see where it goes, you know. We have an upcoming release scheduled for October 29th. It's our new EP. It's a 3-song EP. It's gonna be on Serbian language, but people that heard it told me that they are not hearing any differences between the Serbian and the English language. I guess I delivered it well, so I hope that you also like it, and I hope that we will promote it next year in the Germany as well.
Yeah, and to the viewers, this will be released in Germany over Podmortem Records.
Yes, that's correct. We will release it on October 29th through Post-Mortem Records. It's a Martin's label, new label on the German scene. They will release the CD version of the album. Digitally, the album will be released by Take It or Leave It Records from Serbia, and we will also have a vinyl release. It's scheduled for April 2022. But more details about that release, that vinyl release, will be shared soon, because we prepared something really, really interesting for that.
Yeah, I'm thrilled, and I'm sure the people who listen to thrash music and have you as a band on their radar are thrilled too, to learn new stuff about the band and the new releases. And big shout out to Martin Sosna of Post-Mortem Records, and congratulations on working together with these great guys from Alitor. Thank you very much for taking your time. You're now can go take shower.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, for this interview. I really enjoyed it, and please forgive me if there were any technical obstacles, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope that we will meet soon in Germany or in Serbia or Austria, whatever. But I really appreciate this opportunity, and that's it.
I will come to the shows, promise.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man.
Have a nice day.
You too. Goodbye.
Bye.